Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching this out there on the World Wide Web. This is Jeremy Geelan for SYS-CON TV. I'm here at 13th Cloud Expo 1-3. We're in Silicon Valley, as is Richard Place, General Manager of Cloud Services at SHI International. Welcome, Richard.
Well, thank you very much. Pleasure to be here, and we're having a grand time here this week.
Well, as are many of the delegates who are appreciating the SHI contributions, one of which, of course, has been the launch of something that we'll talk to in a moment. But the other has been, I must say, for the public record, that you have, as a company, shown enormous care in providing thought leadership this Cloud Expo that I'm hearing a lot of very good things about. So who should I take that praise to?
Oh, well, clearly our CEO, Ty Lee. I mean, the DNA of the company has been all about innovation. And when you look back over the 24-year history of the company, it's all about innovating in the marketplace. So Ty really gets all of the credit in regards to really setting that foundation for the company and allowing us to go off and do market contributions like we're doing with the cloud marketplace.
Right, well, that message has resonated with delegates. Want to get that on record. Next thing we obviously want to get on record, thank you for choosing Cloud Expo to launch the cloud marketplace ad. It does seem to have really gone down well.
Well, that's great to hear because, we're right here in the heart of Silicon Valley. You couldn't think of a better place to launch, a new offering like what we're doing with the cloud marketplace right here in Silicon Valley. So it's a lot of fun. It's generating a lot of excitement. We're seeing all sorts of partners coming by, software partners, et cetera, that are wanting to participate, in the cloud marketplace.
I keep meeting people, I'll tell you that by giving you their card later, who are rather shy and say, oh, I'd love to be part of that. And I say, well, you're at Cloud Expo, you just go over and you talk to Rich. I don't understand the problem. They go, do you think we could? And I go, that's why you've come here. Let's just, for somebody who's watching this on SYS-CON TV, Rich, they're probably not in Silicon Valley at the moment. And maybe they didn't catch you guys in New York, besides which you hadn't announced this in New York. So let's give them, the elevator explanation of the cloud marketplace. What problem is it solving? Who's taking advantage of it and why?
Right. So we've always believed from a cloud standpoint and a company standpoint, it's all about a customer's application. That's the value that a company has that runs and manages their business. The problem with cloud service providers right now today is it's very hard to be able to move your application from cloud service provider to cloud service provider. The running joke, about infrastructure service providers is like Hotel California. You can check in, but you can never check out. There is no CIO today anywhere that wants to be locked into anything, whether it's hardware, software, or cloud services. And so our intent was really to provide a marketplace that protects a company's investments in their applications. And so when you come into the marketplace with your application, you write to our API once, and then you can move from any of the 6 infrastructure service providers that we have right now today, so AWS, Rackspace, HP Cloud Services, we have Microsoft Azure, obviously our own infrastructure as a service offering there as well. So really an initial broad offering, and obviously you see a lot more from us in regards to the additional infrastructure as a service providers that are on the roadmap, but those were the first, I'll say 5 or 6 that we've launched with here.
And it's not pie in the sky. I mean, this really is technically feasible so long as those people are, of course, actively involved in making it feasible.
Right. So we are absolutely live and running. You can come out to our website and actually see it running here right now today. So it's all about now having your application in the marketplace and being able to move it seamlessly between any of those cloud providers. And from a business standpoint, and you look at a CIO, now you're not locked into a cloud provider, but it also gives you the ability now to stand up your application in a region of the world that makes sense for where you want to launch this business. And what's nice about it is that, in the typical CapEx model, if I was to stand up an application in that region of the world, I'd have to spend all this money up front, place an order for the hardware and software that I need to have it shipped to me, stand it up in my data center, load my software up, test it out, and then I'm ready to run. Well, that is a 6 to 8 week process at best, right? And if you look at internal requisition processes for many companies, that'll probably add on another month, if not more, to that. So you're up and running in a matter of months. In the cloud marketplace, I now take my application, drag it and drop it on the infrastructure service provider that I want in that region of the world, and I'm up and running in a matter of minutes. So now, as a CIO, I'm much more responsive to my business unit needs that are out there. And if you look at really the CIO is a service provider to their business units, so I can now be much more responsive to that business unit president for that new business that they want to launch in that region of the world, and I don't have to take the financial risk right up front. Because normally I'd have this big CapEx outlay to get all this hardware and software to stand it up. Well, who knows whether that service is going to run or not, or, is going to be successful or not. So now I can grow as my business grows, and I only have to
dial it back even on.
And I only have to pay for what I need, as that business grows. So the financial risk is less, and I'm a whole lot more responsive, to the business units and serving the business community that I support.
So what I'm hearing here, Rich, is that because a lot of those things are the basic value prop of cloud computing as first defined and explained, and what SHI is doing is saying, but we all know that's not actually happening. It's not actually possible. Everybody's talking a good game. That could be our area of expertise. We could bring our speed and agility and cleverness to bear, and you've really cracked it.
Right, and it's one of those things that we look at, and we're probably all well aware of companies that go out and do server reverse auctions. And so they'll look at pizza box servers from HP, Dell, IBM, and there's always specific, I'll say, performance or systems management capabilities on top of each one of those platforms. But if I write to those, then I'm locked in. Okay, so those companies that do server reverse auctions, it's all about the application. I want to be able to take that application and run it on anybody's platform, and that way I'm not locked in. We've done the exact same thing with the cloud marketplace with infrastructure as a service, that you can now take your application, you're not locked in, and you can move it seamlessly between all of those providers. And as we add more infrastructure as a service providers, you'll see that grow. Now, this is phase one, okay, and if you think about what SHI does as a company, there's going to be a really exciting phase two. And so for everybody that's out there today, I'll say this is just the beginning, and you're going to see a whole lot more from SHI in the cloud marketplace.
Fighting talk indeed from Richard Place. Thank you so much. Is that going to happen in time for June and 14th Cloud Expo?
Well, stay tuned and we'll all see.
He's very guarded, but he's going to give it his best shot. Thank you so much, sir. See you shortly, I'm certain. And thank you for joining us out there on the World Wide Web.